Hey guys, so I just have a very small e.l.f. haul today. I only ordered 3 products, but I'm going to try them on and talk about them with you. One of the things I ordered, well, you know what? I'll explain that once we get to it. So let's get started. So the only thing that I have on right now is my Wet n Wild lip treatment because the first product that I'm going to talk about that I bought is the MintMelt Cooling Face Primer. This was out of stock on the e.l.f. website for a while, and so I was finally able to get this, and it says, need a cooling refresher? This hydrating vanilla mint scented jelly primer is all you need. Its unique jelly texture works like glue to grip makeup to ensure it stays put. Its minty fresh, skin-loving ingredients will give you a refreshing, cooling sensation. Infused with hyaluronic acid and antioxidants, your skin will be looking and feeling its very best. So I've never used any of their jelly primers because I know that this is not the first one that they've released. But so I thought that I would try this out. I'm dying to see what this smells like because vanilla mint, oh, that sounds like really nice. Do I need to shake this? Directions: apply evenly to face prior to makeup application. Once applied, wait 30 seconds before applying makeup. Beauty tip: use clean fingers to pat product into the skin. The warmth of your fingers will help this product melt into the skin for an even application. Okay, so they recommend you use your fingers rather than a brush, and it doesn't say anything about shaking it, so I guess I don't have to. So it's a pump bottle rather than a squeeze tube. Ooh, that is delightful. Okay, I don't really know how much to use here. It's kind of thick. Oh gosh, I love that smell. That is nice. It's like I was saying in a video recently, when it comes to scented products, I feel like either I love them or I hate them. There's no in between. Okay, I'm just, rather than doing a whole bunch, instead of pumping out a whole bunch at one time, I'm just taking out a little bit and working in sections. It's very sticky. I don't think I've ever had a primer that was sticky like this. So it is like glue. They're not kidding. Okay, so my face is super red right now because I'm really having to rub this in kind of hard to spread it around. Yeah, I've never used a primer like this before, so I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. Okay, and the foundation that I have been using lately is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Dewy foundation. I figured that even though this isn't like a new purchase or anything, I figured that I should show you how the foundation goes on over the primer because that's the whole point of a primer, right? Is to make your foundation go on nicer, and if you have oily skin, it's also to make the foundation last longer. Well, I don't have oily skin. I have normal to dry skin, and I feel like that's important for me to remember to tell you because you know what I think about this primer and whether it works for me. It's good to let you know what kind of skin I have. Okay, the applicator on the Wet n Wild is this awkward paddle thing. I don't care for that, but just because I feel like it's a little messy, but it does allow you to get exactly the right amount of product on the brush. if you use a brush. I know a lot of people are into sponges. I don't know. I prefer a brush for my foundation. Sponges are nice too, but I like a brush. And this e.l.f. brush that I got free with my last order, I haven't stopped using it since I got it. I love it. It's the e.l.f. and Nabla Noor, which was part of a limited edition. They must have had a bunch left over and just gave them out to people as like a gift, a free gift. Okay, it's the foundation is going on really evenly over this primer, and I do feel like it's like gripping, so I see what they mean about that. And all the redness on the side that I put the primer on is gone, except for my eyes. That eye makeup that I did yesterday, that was a pressed pigment that I had on my eyelids, and it stained my eyelids pink. So hopefully when I do my eyes today, it's not going to affect the way you see the eyeshadow. I hope not. I really hope not. That's the only thing that I hate about pressed pigments is the staining. Especially on a color like pink, where I have so much pink in my skin already. Yeah, that vanilla mint that scent is really nice. It's dried down now though, so I can't really smell it anymore. A little bit when the foundation hits the primer, I can smell it just a tiny bit as the two things mix together, I guess. So it said you're supposed to wait 30 seconds before you go in with the foundation. Did I do that? I don't think I did. It still went on nice anyway, though. Yeah, just trying to make sure that I blend it enough. Ooh. Now, the foundation that's left on the brush, I think I'm going to have to go over my eyes to try to counteract some of that staining. Oh man, that was nasty. The eyeshadow that I wanted to use today was one that I didn't want to have to use a primer under it, and you'll see why. Oh, that helped tremendously. Okay. All right, so I have not been using contour or highlighter lately. I don't know. I just don't want to. But the next step is concealer. And another thing that I ordered from e.l.f. was I bought a backup of the Flawless Brightening Concealer. Now, if you saw the last video where I talked about this, I said that I loved the concealer. By the way, my shade is Fair 10C. I love this concealer, but I hate the component that it comes in. Because when you click it, okay, this is the new one, the backup. This is the one I've been using. When you click the button, it doesn't always come out evenly, and sometimes it doesn't come out at all, and sometimes it comes out too much. So I took everything that was left in here and pumped it into a little container. And there was actually way more in there than what I thought there was. Remember I said it felt like it was empty and I thought it was only gonna last a week. No, there was plenty in there. It just, when you shook it, that was just the way that it felt. So I pumped everything that was in there into this little container, and what I've been doing is taking that brush that's in there. Matter of fact, let's see. If I click this button, yeah, I got every drop of that out of there. So what I've been doing is just using the brush because it's so fine-tipped that it makes it easy to pick up like a small amount of product, because this concealer is no joke. It's very, very concentrated. So I'm just kind of dabbing it on my circle, right? Then I take this AOA Studio High Def brush E104, and I'm blending it with that. Now before, I think I was using a makeup sponge, but the brush gives me a better blendability. Is that a word? Because I can get right up in there. Because if I don't go up underneath the lash line, I have like a dark area. Now you might be thinking right now, oh, that shade is too light for you. It's not. Wait till you see what happens. It just like settles into my skin. So I just keep on blending until it starts to settle a bit. Now, after I do the other side, this side will have like sunken in. You'll see what I mean. So I just go just barely dip that brush into the container. So I'm using this like as an applicator, pretty much. If you're wondering where I got this container, I got a whole package of them at Dollar Tree, I think it was. No, these aren't the Dollar Tree containers. I got these from Hobby Lobby. And I don't remember the price off the top of my head, but I got a big package of them for a very reasonable amount of money. They're good for putting pigments or anything really that you need like a little container with a screw top on it. It's just good to have a package of something like that around. Because I used to order samples from this pigment company, and if I ordered the sample size, they would fit perfectly in here. As a matter of fact, I was on that website this morning, and I don't know, I have such a love-hate relationship with pigments. There's things about them that I don't like, but then your choice of colors, being able to pinpoint exactly what color you want. You can't always do that with eyeshadows. Okay, so see how it's like settled in and blended more with my skin? So I'm going to apply my powder and blush off camera just to save time. Okay, so for powder, I use the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder in light pink. And then for my blush, I used this Wet n Wild Fantasy Makers palette in Brights. And I used the hot pink. These come out every year at Halloween. And I always pick up a new one every year because I like to have it because of the fuchsia. And then the light pink and the two purples. I don't really use the blues because this is meant to be used on your face, not your eyes or your lips or anything, even though it's a paint palette. But it's worth it to me to get it for the two purples and the two pinks for blushes, because those shades are not really that easy to find in a blush, so I get a new one of these every year. So I just use the hot pink. All right, now for the third and final product that I bought from e.l.f. as part of my order, I got the last shade that I did not have of the No Budge shadow sticks, and that is bronze. So I have every shade of these now. Now, in case you didn't see my other videos where I talked about these, they can be used as an eyeshadow, an eyeliner, or an eye base. So what I'm going to do today is, oops. So I feel like you can either use your finger to apply this, or you can put it on a brush. And don't have the right type of brush in front of me, so I need to grab that. Okay, so this is a Wet n Wild large shader brush, and sometimes you can even find these at Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load some up on the brush directly from the stick. You can put this on your eyes and then blend it out, but these dry so fast that I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. Alright, so I'm just going to pat this on my lid. And then I'm going to take a little more and I'm going to put it in the outer part of the crease. And then just run it through the crease, trying to get the shape that I want. This could be a one and done look, but I like to use them with at least one eyeshadow over it. Okay, so I gotta make sure I get into that outside part that I always forget, because I have no eyeshadow primer on. Yeah, these dry really fast, you guys, so you gotta work and get the shape that you want quickly. Bronze is such a universal color for eyeshadow, isn't it? I mean, it really does look good on everybody. No matter what your eye color is, bronze is, it's flattering. It's just a flattering shade for everybody. I think that's why it's so popular. When people buy neutral eyeshadows, bronze is a color that you see in so many brands' makeup lines. Okay, now one of the great things about these is they can also be used as an eyeliner. So I'm just going to put that right on my lash line. So I'm not doing the waterline and I'm not going underneath the lashes. I'm going right on the lash line. Okay. Now I want to put a shadow over it just on my lids, so I'm going to leave the crease area the way it is. I'm going to take my MAC 239 shader brush and I'm going to go into the e.l.f. palette Chocolate Mint, which looks like that. This is also part of that mint collection. And this shade right here, I'm going to pick up some of that on the brush and just apply that just on the lids. You can just leave it alone and just do that one shade if you want to. But I don't know. I just wanted to show you that how nicely these work as a base. And these no budge sticks, I've played around with them. I've used them by themselves, I've used them under other makeup, and I've even used them over other makeup. And they're super versatile. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Just give that a second to like adhere to that. I'm going to go back to that brush I was just using and the stick. I'm going to put some on the brush, and I'm going to put this right on the outer part of my lid, right over that powder eyeshadow that I just used for some definition. And it's just going to blend right in with that powder. Just put a little more on. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more in this outside part. Okay, I'm just going to do the rest of my products and be right back. Okay, so from that point on, I put on Milani Lash Primer, Maybelline Sky High Washable Mascara, e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in Taupe, NYX Suede Lip Liner in Pink Lust, and NYX Liquid Suede Liquid Lipstick in Pink Lust. But yeah, you can just layer those e.l.f. No Budge eyeshadow sticks under makeup just by itself, over makeup, whatever you want to do. And hold on. This is how many colors that come in between the things in the permanent line and the limited edition ones from the Melt collection. So yeah, they're super versatile, very affordable, and I really like them. So that is it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.